All right, welcome everybody. We are doing the special holiday edition, trying to work around everyone's schedules. Here to put out some content. Jeff Kent was recently nominated to the Hall of Fame. I got Bob on the line. We're going to kind of review the individual cards of Jeff Kent, talk about his career, see what the verdict is if he's an MLB Showdown Hall of Famer. Bob, what you said you don't have a ton of memories of Jeff Kent from watching him.
No, though he did play on the Indians at one point. I mean, I mostly knew him from the Giants days, just batting with Barry Bonds. So, there's rumors that maybe he benefited from obviously Barry in the lineup more than his actual talents were, but he did put up a lot of home runs.
He did put up home runs, and if there are people on first base, if someone's living on first base in front of you, that's probably beneficial for you.
Yes.
So, all right, let's hop into it here. So, quick rundown of Jeff Kent's career. 2000 MVP, I think, is very much speaks to again your point of if somebody's always on first base, you have a good chance to win the MVP. Five-time All-Star, which feels a little low for a Hall of Famer. Four-time Silver Slugger. So one World Series appearance. Did you have any fond memories of that Angels-Giants World Series?
No.
I was at a right age where I had a bunch of time, and I had a neighbor who was like from California. And so I was young. They had the Thundersticks. It was a great World Series. The Giants were an excellent heel team if you were going to root for the Angels, if you had no dog in it. Played 17 seasons, all of them he got a card for. He doesn't have any weird seasons where he only had 12 games or anything like that.
That is something to say. That's pretty good too.
He came up late. He started at 25. So he didn't have like a weird get called up, when he's like 22 or something, for pinch run a couple of games. And then any of these numbers down here, any of them kind of jump out to you for being like, oh, that's impressive, or more than
Again, that's what I've always heard. That's why he didn't make it in the first go around. Was, I mean, there wasn't anything that was mind blowing.
Yeah. So I did all. So I when I think of Hall of Fame, I kind of think let's add 10 years before you and 10 years after you, and kind of where do you rank there? Mm-hmm. That's kind of your probably era plus, right? Like your contemporaries. And some of his some people in the late 90s, early 2000s, they had really good careers. And Jeff Kent had had an okay career by their standards. But if the assumption is that he was playing by the rules, then maybe this is what you would expect. The general impression of him was that he was a below average defensive second baseman and a very good bat. So basically playing two first basemen at the same time. I think the advanced metrics, like the zone ratings, say that maybe he was a little bit better than that defensively. Well, let's kind of hop into it. So I think ripe age of 25, 1992, he ends up on the Mets here. So we'll see here. He was the 101st in on base. I say the top 100 of batting champion qualified guys are eights. So he's
okay.
That's my logic. That was always my line in the sand. And you make your own sets, right, Bob?
Yes. Well, I use the bot, but yes.
Yeah. Well, me too. I'm using I used to do them all by hand. I think that's
so did I. After you guys did them, we started doing them. Me and the Peter and another Matt, and then after that, once Matt, the card bot Gula got it, then we don't do them anymore. Now we just use his bot.
Yep. So what's your high level before we buzz through this? What's your kind of logic for the on bases?
Well, when I used to design them after the 01 set came out, I really liked there being, if there was an outlier, that being the 11 on base. Most I would usually do would be two outliers. If it became more than that, then it just sort of became tens. Like I wouldn't do an outlier at that point. And then that's for on base. And then I would try to, if there was an outlier on the bottom half, go down to a 4. The Alex Gonzalez of the world. And if it wasn't, then again, lowest I would go is a 5. And I would try to spread it out, try to find cutoffs like 400. On base area for the 10s, and then you try to find a nice cut where the 10 and 9 would separate if you could. That's usually what we did.
Yeah, if you're using the absolute numbers, I think that makes it better going year to year, like comparing apples to apples. If you were to, cross pollinate, I did the top 25 were tens, with the top two being 11s. Unless I'm doing a set where there's a 12 or higher, which was 500 on base for me.
Which is just crazy talk.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's 34 total, like, and including, and that's even more once they, start bringing in people like Josh Gibson. But yeah, so all that to say,
Well, yeah, and if you look at like this year's league, with Judge, I mean, he was a definite outlier. So easy 11, being like super easy.
yeah. So for me, Springer got the second 11, and he just edged out Soto. So it's like Judge ends up being like a 1-2 out, and like Springer ends up being like a 1-4 out to try to differentiate him. Yeah, the bot's great here. So all that to say is we have a 7. We got a guy first year. He's a 7. Looking at this card, anything kind of stand out to you?
I mean, 13 doubles pretty dang good.
Yep, absolutely.
Big multi-base hit there.
Yeah, so he's going to score well in multi-base hits. He's going to do okay and not great and on base when we go through the cards. Speed, he's going to be slow, but that's actually sometimes an advantage. So people who are going to like Jeff Kent are going to want bats. And then he's going to kind of be serviceable on fielding on all of them. So this is a pretty good representative card. I like this one. So I did a tier ranking, and I'll post that at the end. But I have this as being one of his 4 best cards if you care about points, right?
Mm-hmm.
In an absolute, if you're playing the
value.
Yeah, if you're playing the 1992 Mets as a team, like, probably not super excited. You'll probably play him because you got a good chart for a 7. And if you're playing single season whole teams, you kind of need, anyone competent. But yeah, if you care about value, he's probably going to be that 7th, 8th guy. When I think of drafting, I always think of it as being about an 8-man league. What about you?
When you say, you mean like on base?
An 8 person. If you were drafting with a group of guys, like if you were saying this is our league, and we're going to play a single season, what do you kind of think of as being the default league size?
Oh, you mean like, okay, so managers.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we did it back in the day, we did 8. Obviously we've played as low as 6, but you don't want that. You want 8.
Yeah, eight's a good number. 12 gets really thin. You probably have to supplement a single set pretty heavily.
I was able to do an 8-man with a handful of friends. It worked out very well. It felt like everyone could get what they were looking for, at least.
Yep, and if you're doing an 8-man league, I would think a card like this someone would be happy. They're not going to have to prioritize them with an early draft pick, but
this reminds me of like the Javi Baez type cards, where it's like low on base, huge extra base range. Like you're wanting to get something like that.
Yep, love it. Yeah, and the points, all the numbers just line up right. If you could take off the third base and get him down to like 180, he's probably great if you're trying to fit under a point limit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then we'll just compare. We'll move on to 1993. Again, a lot of the same stuff, but the fielding now hits a critical low, where it's like, yeah, kind of almost you're paying 30 points more, and at a position where I can get a big defensive number, he
jumped up in home runs that year, and a little bit plate appearances and home runs, and then so he went down. His chart went a little bit worse, but his point value went up because of his home runs.
Yeah, so this one I don't like. Like I would not, which is funny because you'd think like you start really nitpicking, right? It's like 30 points here, 2 field.
I want that other one. I want the one before, way better.
Yeah, it's like I'm thinking again, like you look at it and you got to kind of. You're looking at these, being really critical, but it's like if there's an 8-man league, like I'm pretty upset if I'm getting this card.
Yeah, this is what we look at. A lot of us will look at where's that double start, and depending on how you play single pluses in your league, but the double is really what people are looking for. If I get the advantage on my chart and I'm rolling, let's say we're not using cards or strategy cards, I'm a 25% chance to get a double, that's okay here, but the other one. What was that, 13? I mean, that's way better.
Yep.
And you're talking about, what is that, like a 40% chance, almost?
Yeah, with the advantage. So
that's great.
So I've started doing the no strategy cards, but then if the pitcher rolls a 1, you get the clutch 24-sided dice.
Yep, that's what we do. We do a managerial chart, and you have like options. And then you as a manager get so many options a game, and you just use them if you want to do like stolen bases or things like that. Some of our friends have even more crazy rules, with like adding the clutch dice for like one timer game if you want to add it, like things like that. But that's more like really niche for our group.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've been experimenting with like strategy cards that use the 16 and 24 sided dice in the right situations. And then like but yeah, I like the clutch dice, and I think it'd be great for someone like these power hitting sevens where it's like you're probably only getting the advantage with a 1 or a 2 anyway.
Yeah,
Now all of a sudden it's like, okay, damage is happening. All I have to say, my score on this is like this is a D card for
that
me.
is terrible.
Yeah, and it's like, and the numbers get so close. It's amazing how finicky these things get. So yeah, going on here, you'll see it move up to the eights.
Okay.
So eight is competent, but you're getting that 310 points. I think the first thing I look at with all these Kent cards is like, is that second base a 3 or higher?
Crazy that he had 5 triples that year.
So he has like a weirdly high amount of triples, and I think part of that has to do with being in ballpark, not necessarily Shea Stadium. I was thinking being a triples ballpark. He's probably also relatively young, but like being in San Francisco, which is pretty triples friendly, and being with the Astros, right? Like the Giants, the Astros, and the Red Sox are always thought of as being
this was also in the shortened season. Your notes here at the bottom, it's like, that's that's a lot of triples.
Yeah, was he gonna hit 8 triples that year?
Jeez,
the whole season.
Yeah,
all that to say,
look at the card though, not crazy exciting, but you got the 8, which is great. You got the plus fielding, just above average. It's fine. 310's a lot, but it's fine.
Yeah, this is for me. If I'm playing, I mean, the '94 season would be weird because like Matt Williams would be crazy, John Olerud would be crazy,
Thomas and Jeff Bagwell were monsters.
Yeah, so like the '94 season, like this is like the 2020 season. That's like,
yeah,
it's like, you're just gonna have weird stuff. But a card like this, if it was in a normal set, like this is like Todd Zeal type number.
Oh yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah,
where it's like okay, I probably like I'm in a league that's deeper, and I probably got edged out of the expensive guys, and I'm just trying to like get some bats, and I don't mind overpaying.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm not in love with it, but it's like I need to find some value, and I have the points to spend. All that to say is I'm scoring this a C.
Yeah, I was gonna say the C. It just feels like everything on this card is like average, like just at like passing.
Yeah, like I'm not offended. So like yeah, and I'll show my rankings at the end. But like all I have to say is like you're getting this card because you have the points, not because you wanted this card.
Agreed.
Yep. Last season here with the Mets.
Oh, could you have zoomed in any more on this photo?
So I should have replaced it because I think they uploaded a Mets. I think
Did they?
Yeah, and I think this is I liked the photo, and this is like as zoomed out as it gets. Like you can actually see that like right here on the edge marker, like it's like that's the whole photo.
Yeah.
But I love it when you're going through and making like 17 cards for a guy all at the same time. Like the photos get slim picking. So
I hear you.
Again, we got another 7. Looking at this second base +3.
He goes back down to a 7 this year. Goes back down to 4 out. Back to so he's closer now with the 14 double, +3, and we're going to 260. And this is not a bad card.
Yeah, this is a monster card here. I think it's the same deal.
And 17 homer. That's pretty good.
Yeah. But putting 7s, like the bar to get over to be wanted as a 7 is pretty high.
Yeah.
So
I mean, right now the card to beat is that rookie season, but it's probably the second best one we've seen so far.
Yep, I have this as a C, and probably I would say it was the best of the C's we've gone through right now.
Yeah.
Here's your
the short stint.
Yeah, the Guardians Indians.
Bubba. He's when he played for the Indians.
And
what do you think about that card? Yeah, he don't like 7s.
How about that art? Also, quick note for the Indians, Guardians, whoever does like the photos there was a ton of options for like 40 games.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if he was just this celebrity for like the second half of the year.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, so we're seeing 27 homers for like a utility infielder. right? So that's, I mean, it seemed like if you just went to Cleveland, like you just found your bat, right? At this time. But yeah, still a 7, still outside the top 100 in on base.
Yeah, yeah, it's not nothing crazy. I mean, 96 was one of my favorite years to. I did a whole 96 set.
Ooh,
Um,
you'd be curious to see that one.
yeah, I have it somewhere on my computer. I can send it to you. It was one of my favorite sets to do because it has like Ken Griffey and A Rod and all the Mariners' amazing team, and just like Larry Walker was really good. Like these are some of my favorite players, and so it's a really really fun set. Though they have the weird MVPs, like I think Keminiti won that year, and that's a really strange MVP.
Oh, that's a really weird one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
we're talking.
96 is one of my favorite years to for just showdown and baseball in general.
All that to say, I assume this is not the top. He's not in the
Nah,
top 8 of second base,
nah, this
third base,
is
or
though
first.
weird that he played a little bit first base there.
He's got a couple, right? Like I think. Well, I again, I think when I think of Jeff Kent, I think of a first baseman playing second base, like Muncy. Like I would think of
Mm-hmm.
Muncy. Even though Muncy made an incredible defensive play recently.
You don't walk like Muncy.
Yep. So yeah, this all that I think this is also a D card, right? Like the number.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
not for
230.
230. 230 points a lot for this.
Yeah, for again, you got
He's
the
getting the extra bonus for the +1 first base and the flex third base. It just you don't need it for what value.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you're in a league where you do the tiredness things.
I do like those kind of leagues. Those
So
are fun.
Yeah, that if you're in a tiredness league and you got the point, like you got someone who can rotate around at a couple positions, like okay, I'm listening, but like we're talking pretty niche here, right?
Oh yeah.
Um, all right, so now we're gonna start
Okay.
recognizing this. Also, by the way, at this point, I think Jeff Kent is in obscurity. I don't think anyone's looking at this and going Hall of Fame MVP Jeff Kent from these.
Yeah, no. This
All
is a
right.
crazy card.
This reminds me there was a JJ Hardy year that I loved. And it's the second base 4, so it's his best fielding he's ever going to get,
Yeah.
you know.
The
And I think
single
Hardy
out though, that's crazy.
well, so I didn't drop him down. So one of the logics I do is uh if you're under if you're, outside of, under 320, you become a 6.
Yeah.
And then I don't go do weird date ranges with the showdown bot unless you're under like 200 at bats or something.
Okay, yeah.
Then I'll start. That's where you'll start seeing the 6 like 1 to 5 outs and whatnot.
Yeah, but he had a full season and I mean, he hit almost 30 homers this year. It's just crazy because it's like such a bad on base percentage.
Yeah, well, and this is the philosophy of like the triples. I always viewed the Kevin's magic number from The Office. Like that's how I always viewed triples. It's like, what do you need? Does it need to be a homer? Does it need to be a double? Does it need to be a steal? Count it as that. So it's like, he's very close to being 30 homers, 40 doubles. I mean, we have a green number, right? He's in the top 25 in doubles, so.
Yeah, no, it's great. And that's so crazy about the double range here is just insane. And obviously being a 6, you get to the B speed here, ton of fielding, which is great. This is the guy that you just throw at the back of your lineup and hope and pray that something happens.
Yeah, I got him as a D just because it's like, you got a 6. Like, where he's probably the most fun is if you're playing a 97 league and he's going to be facing 1s and 0s.
Yeah.
Those game 4s against bad teams. All that to say, he's like, you're not getting this guy. For 250 points, you can do better. If
He's
it's
like a 15 to 20 home run, Bubba? You do? But what about 6? No? Okay. Well, you don't like the 6.
I don't like.
He wants a Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, and
home run and he's not a 6.
That's what you want? This guy's a 6.
So I would have. That's what I think was the biggest mistake from the original 2000 set. Is I think Sosa should have been a 13 to 20.
That'd have been a good card.
Well, so like I think they put Sosa and McGuire at the same tier, and they just said Sosa's 2 lower on base, 2 more home runs. I think putting your thumb on the scale, especially for people who do well with counting stats in full seasons, like who are low on base, I think there's some value there. So I would have put Sosa as a 13 to 20.
The math doesn't really track out. It doesn't work evenly when you do that. When you go down on base, you need to. It's not just a one drop.
Yeah, so I think that, whenever I do the 90, if I did redid the 99 set, it would look pretty common. So here we got 98. We're starting to see, this is getting closer, right?
Okay, we got an 8 now. So he jumped up 40 points. That's great.
So I think this is his most expensive card, and this is kind of going to be who he is. Like, he turns into a second, like, this is a player, and this ends up being a whole second. This is the Hall of Fame bid.
Yeah, this is when he starts to become who everyone remembers.
Yeah. So yeah, this isn't what the 2000 set is based off of, but it's very similar. The 17 to 20. Yeah, I mean, this is
a good card. 8, 17 through 20. The 14 double is a really strong card. I wish his second base was a tad bit higher for 360, but
1728. That's pretty good.
That's what I'm thinking.
Nowadays that's monster, right? Like in this period, it's probably ho hum.
That's probably true, actually.
You should probably put this one at the start of your lineup.
You want this at the start of my lineup? He's not fast enough from the start of my lineup. He's only a B speed 13.
Don't care.
He doesn't care.
Jeff Kent is not a leadoff hitter, especially from for the second base options in the. So we'll go on. So this is basically as close as I could get to making the 2000 version, which is 9. So I just have fixed all the, like, I go back and I just start referring to 2000 as 99 if I'm gonna make my.
No, I get it.
Not as good.
It's like, we're going to start doing it. Like, let's just correct that. And so everybody's not asking. All I have to say, so, you're playing the 2000 set. How often have you played the 2000 original cardboard show?
All the time.
You do? You play them? Okay.
So 2000 is the set I collected, the 99 season. I used to have it framed on my wall, the whole set. And then a couple of my buddies saw it, and they said, you should take it down and we could play it. And so we took it down off the wall, and then shuffled them back up, played a couple leagues. That was when I played growing up. We would mix it up then with the 01 set here and there, obviously with the pennant and whatnot. And we never did strat cards. The 2000 is the ones I saw all the time. I'd see them on my wall. That was my artwork in my house.
Okay, so let's go do a quick power ranking of second basemen from those sets, since people actually played those.
Yes.
I'm going to go Edgardo Alfonso as my number 1 pick. For 350, if I get 350, I get 9. I get +5 fielding.
You get +5 fielding, second base. He's a B speed.
Yep.
Is he 18 or 19 home
I
run?
think he's 19 to 20.
Okay.
Larkin's 355, A 20.
But he's a 9 on base. What about Robbie Alomar as a 10?
Yeah, if I'm spending a ton of points, I'm going Alomar.
He's 560, I think.
Yeah, and then you get Luis Castillo at like 320 as a 9A no homer.
Yeah, no homer.
You're getting is Vina A speed A no.
Oh, I liked Vina. Yeah. I did like Vina.
Yeah. So the problem is you have Velarde, who's like a speed power guy. You got Bell, who's a 9 power guy. Like, he's just like really strong second base set there. That 2000.
Yeah.
So not that I hate this card, but just like. That is a position.
Edgardo Alfonso was a good value pick.
But that was like in the league I played.
That was a good pick.
If you could just like pass up, like, hey, I'll spend 900 or 700 points. Give me Alfonso and Larkin, and I'll pick in like the 10th round. Like, I'll come back. Like, I'll trade.
I'm trying to think who people have gone in the past. I do know Vina was awesome because he was A speed 10. I think he was second base 4.
Yeah, I want to say 4.
But no homers, but he was just so fast, and you were happy with that. The big on base, some of my friends went like, they would go with the high on base, not a lot of the John Orludes of the world.
So if I could do like Vina, Santangelo, Nomar. Right, that would be because I want like a 10 with a bunch of singles behind those two guys if I'm going to steal. I don't want to do Olerud and then have Olerud and like I don't want Olerud and Hanley Frias behind him walking. That doesn't do.
Yeah, and he's a C speed Olerud. Yeah.
So it's like if I can get Nomar as a 3 and Vlad, you get Vlad as an 8 if you want it. Like you can have a pretty cost effective lineup, and then it's like if you want to pitch, like there's a way you can manufacture runs with that lineup.
Yeah.
All that to say, Jeff Kent doesn't fit any of these strategies.
No.
So it's kind of you have 350 and you've lost the Edgardo Alfonso sweepstakes.
Yeah, it's still a good card though.
It's not horrible. Yeah, again,
Yeah.
it's just the position there. So I got this one down as a C. Just bad luck, and that's just if I look at this cold, if I didn't know exactly what set it was, I would probably rank it higher. I just happen to know
Yeah.
the set. Here it
And
is.
this is the big boy year.
Yeah. So this
What this one,
is
Bubba?
second. Yeah, second base falls off a cliff.
He was a foil that year.
And then why?
Oh, this is just made with the bot.
Yeah, this is made with the bot and trying to match it as close as possible.
He was a foil that year. He's a 10, 18 homer.
540 points.
He's a stud.
Yeah, the real one's more than that. It's like 580.
Yeah.
And
But
570 was always that magic number of like that's the elite. It's the McGuire, the Bagwell,
Yeah.
Giambi was 570, so it'd be 580.
And he jumped up a ton. All of a sudden, he's in like top 15 in like a ton of stat categories.
Yeah, he's getting the batting. He had a pretty good batting average. I don't think of him as being a batting average guy, but actually pretty reasonable throughout his career. All that to say, so you start thinking for 340 here or 380 for the real card. I mean, do you just have points to burn and you didn't really get like one of the true outliers? Like you didn't have a top 2 or 3 pick?
Yeah, I mean, 540 is a lot. Because we were just talking about like in my opinion, Roberto Alomar for 560. I don't know what Roberto does in the bot, versus the card. And he was like a 19 home run, but A speed. I do like this, how heavy it is on the hits, 10 higher, getting singles. 15 doubles, pretty nice. Again, I'm looking on the one on the left.
Yep. Yeah, the left's the one I would use, by the way. The right is, if you don't want to go to date ranges, like the right's just the closest you get in the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that one on the right's pretty good too. Under 500 for a 1 through 3 out, 9 single. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Again, all that's that he's probably the best hitting like if you just obviously he's the most productive second baseman.
Yeah.
The best second baseman from this set is Luis Castillo. At like,
is he a 10 in that year?
Yeah, he's a 10, and he's like 340 points. If you do it in the bot, it's like 450 because like they don't give you if you do it the 2000 style, like it's he's the best, and then there's a bunch of like guys who can lead off like Knoblochs and stuff. But if you want to hit, like if you want to mash, he's the best. So
Knobloch was a Yankee that year, right? He was like a 9 or something.
Yeah, he's a 9. No, it was when he had the yips, so they gave him the 0. Yeah, it was before they made him an outfielder. This is the only A tier card for him I have.
Yeah.
So this is,
what's funny is I still kind of like that first season value wise. This card's in your lineup. As a pitcher, you're like, dang it, I don't want to screw up here. But like you're spending a lot to get this.
Yeah, so my S tier is like it's really unreplaceable. Like so that would be McGuire from the first set. Like okay, well you're just not getting that anywhere else. Or, so this is like, hey, I had like the 7th overall pick, and I need like the bats are drying up, and I want to get one of these limited 10s, and like takes care of a key position. Like I'm not fighting for value second baseman.
Yeah,
like, which is an A. Like it's great. But this is a good. Also, if you're playing the 2000 Giants, like obviously you love this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like needless to say, any 10 in a single season year is like valuable.
And this is what people are looking at when they're talking about this Hall of Fame. Candidacy is these obviously the year before this year, and this is what they're like. Yeah, look at this guy; he was a stud. We'll see.
Yeah, and this is more.
And another 8.
Yep,
another 8. Get used to the 8s, Bubba.
The 10's way better.
It's so crazy how many triples this guy had.
This is a San Francisco thing, right? Like this is got.
Oh, okay, yeah, they have pretty wide park. Yeah,
there are certainty again. Like the Red Sox always have like Trot Nixon or Veritek with triples on their charts. Like people but again, you're starting to see green numbers in triples and doubles, right? So he's hitting the ball hard, and then Showdown doesn't care about RBIs. We probably have a bajillion of them.
So we got 310 here, 2 out. 14 double as an 8 plus 3 second. This is a pretty good card.
Yeah, I'm not upset here. Again, I'm not prioritizing it.
Not as good as the 10, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. Than the better than the rest except the 10.
The 10 is your favorite?
Yeah, that's my second.
Okay, second favorite.
Okay, I'll take it. Again, I got this as a C just because I have a tough time. I think he's just going to slot in more than be prioritized. But and this is tough. When you start having above 600 at bats, it's like you really, if you had a 13 double, would that have helped?
13 would have been great, or maybe like 30 less points.
Yeah, that's it. It's like with
like
the
280 is what I want for this.
Yeah, 310. Now, how do you feel about a 410 second baseman?
Okay, so now we're going on to C speed. 15. Oh, this card's much worse. I mean, I know you go up to the 9 on base, but I don't like this card.
I actually kind of do, right? Like I
not for 4. Okay, if you're just looking at it in a non-salary league,
yeah,
the card is great. But I like to. I mean, I do both. Right now, we're playing a season, so we don't care about the salary. We're just playing the teams.
Sounds better.
Yeah, well, this guy's gonna have a 12 batting in front of him, so
yeah. Oh my gosh,
this guy was foiled.
Yeah. So how do you feel about 410? And there's a ghost runner on first every time he comes.
We did do that one year. Someone printed, like the Barry Bonds. It might have been the 04. I don't remember. Whatever year. The crazy one, and he was like a 12 or 13, like 900 points or whatever.
You're gonna have to be more specific on the crazy bonds.
Well, true. It was like 900 points or whatever it was, and it was a joke. But we play with walks, and he got intentionally walked every time. It was so funny. No one wanted to face him. It was just such a stupid card.
Yeah. The bot does not seem to punish the crazy high on base and points. If you're in any league that uses the bot for points, it's like it maxes out at like 700. So I like this because I like if you're gonna hit. My argument here is if you're gonna do the home run hitting team, this is your second baseman, and your 410's a lot. There's no way around that. But like, you're not paying for a ton of stuff you don't want. I mean, maybe the 3 doubles.
I just wish he was went a little faster or didn't have as many outs. Like the card before with an 8 with 2 outs is great.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, realistically, you're not getting the advantage. You're getting the advantage 5% more time with this Jeff Kent versus the other Jeff Kent, but I saved 100 salary points. I gained 1 point of speed, I guess, depending on if you're playing variable speed or not. Obviously, I like variable speed. Like you're getting a little more doubles, but you're getting more home runs with the 9. You're right. Actually, that 18 home runs pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. I have.
Yeah, it's actually better than I'm thinking. 918 is actually a pretty good card.
Yeah, so I have it as one of his 4 best cards. I have it as one of his 3 Bs. I have it
okay.
Same tier as that first 7, even the wildly different cards.
Yeah.
Lost the World Series. This is a fun World Series. If you print out the 2 World Series teams, this is a good one. So I like it. And then we're gonna get 2 just like photocopied Astros cards here. They're just like same deal. Like I think this is like the when they did like the classics or whatever, they did like
yeah.
Like this is Jeff Kent's career, is this card right here. Like, all right, low speed B. I like that. Not in love with the fielding, and we got some power. Like we're gonna do some damage if we get the advantage.
He was such a doubles crusher. I mean, every year he is just in the green in doubles. Obviously, his card shows it. Having such a low double range on a card is really scary to play against as a pitcher, and then obviously great as a batter. I mean, you're getting a double like 25% of the time, 30% of the time in this case, but I mean, that's great.
Yeah, that 13th in home runs is an error. That was not how the 13th leading home run getter in 2003.
Oh, okay.
I might have been at the All-Star break that year.
Maybe. I mean, for 39 doubles, and then I look at that card, I'm like, yeah, you got a 14, 15, 16, 17 double. That's, you're scoring runs.
Yeah,
you're getting people off the bases. You're getting on second. You're probably scoring from second with a B speed. So, I mean, it's solid 8.
Yeah, if you have him as a 7 and you have like some speed A's in front of him or something late in the line, it's like, okay, there's a way I can manufacture a run here. And that's what I'm looking at with guys is like, are you going to score the run or are you going to drive the run in? Like, that's really the only 2 ways you can contribute.
Mm-hmm.
And he can drive the guys in. He's probably not going to score a ton, Again, a C, but I probably like him. It's like a C plus.
Okay.
And then this one I like just a little bit worse for the 20 extra points, but you're getting the fielding.
You get the fielding. That's nice.
How about my man with the 8 triples again? I know how much
So
you
the
love
triple
that.
comes in off the double, which is just crazy because yeah, all of a sudden 8 triples. But again, 34 doubles. The dude just was raking doubles.
He was hitting again.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is like we're way in here, and he doesn't have like a 5 or a 6, right? He never like bottomed out. He had 1-6, right? And it was a power 6. It wasn't like a
It was a really powerful 6.
yeah. Like there are different kinds of 6s, and he was like, if you're gonna care about having a 6, that's one of them. That's not like a defensive point saver. But yeah, the 20 extra points here. I assume you like this one a little bit less.
Yeah, I would take that for 20 points. I like the extra fielding, and I don't mind grabbing the triple off there. That doesn't mean too much, but I really like the extra fielding. If I'm only going 20 more points, I think that's great.
I mean, these are the same card. I mean, you just look like
I know. It's funny the chart barely changes.
Everything 13 and below is the exact same, right? You're getting sometimes it's tough to figure out what you're buying. This one is very clear what you're getting.
Yeah.
You're getting a fielding, you're getting a triple.
So then he goes to LA and gets no triples.
Nope. So now but he gets on base, right? So he figured out to stop swinging.
Yeah, so he has like a resurgence in 05.
Oh, but he got, look at his doubles. 36 now.
Yeah, 36 doubles. He's up to the 9 again, like the earlier card with the 410. Which one was that? That was the 2002 version. 18 home run.
Yeah, this one's a monster. This is the second. This is his second best like production card, right? If you don't care. And then this is where it's
yeah, that 2002 card's a little bit better with the extra fielding and some better singles with the 8, but and for 410, obviously I would rather have that one, but great card. I mean, a 9, yeah.
He's very productive in LA, right? I gave that one. I have that as being one of his last B here, and now
like 13 years in the league too, putting up some pretty still great numbers.
So you look at his last year, and you're like, you probably could have eked one more out, that. So here's
Another
where
9.
This is where it's like I don't know, I don't like what I'm paying.
This is pretty. I mean, I hate that his fielding went down to a 1 in the in 2006 here, but and obviously the doubles then became the singles more on this chart, but 330 is not bad.
Yeah, it's so tough to stomach a +1. You're basically just going to be one of those on base teams that you're talking about, where it's like, hey, I'm going to throw as many 9s at somebody and just try to get the advantage and get my 20s, right? I got this one down as his last C.
Okay.
You're just trying to find on base. So this, here
another 9.
Yeah, here's another. He just kept going with the 9s here. So
I know, that's great.
Again, like this is is this Hall of Fame worthy? 320. So you go from 330 to 320. I'm not paying for first base at all anymore, and I get a double.
Yeah, that's great.
So I like this one better, right? Like this one
I like a lot better. This is a great card. Again, 16 double. I obviously I wish it was better. But for 320, seems like a pretty good steal.
And if you're rooting for the Dodgers in 2007, like if you're rooting for any team in a single season, like you're just playing your team the way it comes out of the box, like give me 9 of these and I'll play it.
For sure. I mean, this I think this card's great.
I can't remember what the Dodgers did in 07, but it doesn't sound like Jeff Kent was the problem.
No, that card's great.
And this is it. This is the last one, right?
So you really dropped off this year.
Yeah, so this is where it, but it still feels like 23 doubles, 12 homers. Like, could you have, was there a 5 on base season if you wanted to come back and be on the road at 41 or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Where you have 6 homers and 16 doubles and you got a 302 on base or something?
Yeah, obviously this dropped a lot off of his chart. I mean, I do like a 2 out, but again, as a 7, when we look back to his rookie year, just the 13 double is what was so stellar really about that rookie season for 200 points in the multi-flex high position here. He's getting old, and it is what it is.
Again, you're probably the 2008 Dodgers probably expected more out of Kent, but it's like, this is
Well, especially if the year before he was hit 20 homers and 36 doubles.
yeah, he's going nuts. All that to say, never did a ton of steals. All right, quick, math nerd stuff here.
Okay.
For his total career, we're looking at over 5,000 points for 17 cards, right? So you can't have a whole team of Jeff Kents, right? You go over the salary cap, which is probably an initial judge there. And then you just start looking at the average. I'd be curious if, we start pumping through a few more of these, like how he compares to some other folks. I wonder how many folks have top threes that are all top 3 over 500, top 5 over 500 average. Because he has one 500-point card and 2 410s, like, two that limp into the 400s.
Yeah. The top 5 410 is pretty nice. I mean, I'm sure I'm sure there's more than we think about that people had high peak 3-year careers, but like when you can start to longevity, when you get like top 8, 380 is like a pretty above average career.
Yep.
I just don't know if it's Hall of Fame worthy. That's why.
Yeah, I think that's the question, right? So here are my tiers. I tiered them all out, right? So we're seeing a lot of replaceable level and not any. There are no like that was the card, right? Like that was, that's the card of the set. Cal Riley from this. I mean, this year had a bunch of great years. That's, or like So it's like all I have to say is like productive player. But nothing great. Nothing. Even the true 01 card or the 2000 season card. Not sure I'm in love with that. I don't put it at the highest possible tier.
Correct. I agree with you.
Okay, so what say you? Showdown Hall of Fame or not?
Showdown Hall of Fame? No.
I am with you. I am no on the Showdown Hall of Fame. I think productive player, Hall of Very Good for Jeff Kent from me.
Yeah, definitely Hall of Very Good. You're not going to be mad about having the card on your team, but only like really that 01 2000 card is the one that's like scary if you're a pitcher. And then if you're looking at value, I think he is too expensive in a lot of his cases. And some of the ones that are very valuable, I like that rookie year 13 home run or 13 double card for 200 points. That card is like a really fun card to have. But I don't know. Hall of Very Good is a very good, I think, synopsis of what he is, because you're happy, but you're not like blown away. You're not gonna be like, oh, I hate to say it, but I was like, I don't know if Jeff Kent's the reason you won that game in Showdown. But then again, those doubles can really pile up in Showdown. So maybe he is the one stacking up for you. I don't know. I don't think he makes it.
Yeah, if you no set am I looking at the 600 cards and I'm like highlighting that one in my first 10 highlights. So all right. So
what about the real Hall of Fame?
Oh, that's the. I mean, so I am at this point. I am just like, let's treat the stats like the stats, like whatever pennants people played. So, and if that's the case, no, right? He's not. One of the top.
I don't think he deserved it either. I mean, I don't know him off the field, or anything like that. But
Very
just
mediocre survivor player. That is what.
Yeah.
If he had
I think he benefited a lot from Bonds, and that was how he did so well. But again, he put up power numbers, but he wasn't like mind-blowing. And I actually think a lot of people get put in the Hall of Fame these days that shouldn't be. So I think they have it too many people in there.
So we're like, you just buzz through this real quick, like not a lot of green for what you would expect out of a Hall of Famer, right? Like if I'm just buzzing through this, like you expect more green numbers. So,
yeah.
So noted.
It is cool to see how baseline he was for his whole career. Because usually you see that the peak and maybe there's a dip and a jump. Man, is he really like leveled out?
So he's never below 300 on base. He never has a below a 300 on base. And what's the fewest home run? Like, after he's like gets going, like he's never has like a 15 home run season. Right? But he's got a good on base, so he's productive. So,
well, and that's only 400 at bats. So he probably had an injury, or they just didn't start him.
Yeah, he's old. So, all right. Any final thoughts here on Jeff Kent before we?
Would you start Jeff Kent, Bubba? Do you want him on your team? He says, I think that's a good answer.
All right. Well, yeah, this is a pleasure. We look forward to doing more of these as they come out and we have excuses.